Hey, good morning, my friends. Welcome to the Friedman Adventures morning briefing. It is so great to be back with you all. All right, so much to cover, including Darren Dohe. 7 p.m. Tuesday night, he'll be on Friedman Adventures Live. You can funnel in a question about rod building, the current bite, some of his great tips about how to catch more fish. I mean, Darren has been in this industry for a long, long time. He's a great friend and truly a great human being. So make sure you tune in live, 7 p.m. this Tuesday night to meet Darren and find out more. All right, let's get you down to the San Diego area and talk bluefin tuna. Let's first of all start with a private boater, Grant Cummings. Humble, great guy. I mean, anytime a guy starts talking about it's more important that my nephew and my friend's little son catches a bluefin than me catching one. And that's what Grant was telling me. Man, you got to admire and love a guy like that. And Grant is really humble. He says he's just getting into the game here. And I'll tell you, he's a fast study. He's limited out 2 of his 3 trips with a total of 22 of these beautiful grade bluefin tuna so far this year. And a few of these times, he's fishing in an area where they don't see a boat around. And that tells us all something about the volume and the spread of bluefin here this year. I sincerely believe that we're going to stumble into areas that are just loaded. It's not just that fish off Ensenada. It's not just the fish that Grant rolled up on, but Tanner, Cortez, all those areas probably holding. And we will see that as the season unfolds. Spreader bar, green and black from Fisherman's Outfitters. He said that's been the best way to get a bite for him, trolling around and getting jig strikes. It really has been working really, really well. And again, catching fish for your nephew, your friend's little son. I mean, those are memories that are going to stick with those kids for a lifetime. And you made that happen, Grant. So we are really stoked about that. All right, overnight trips out of San Diego just keep doing so well. The bluefin bite down there is excellent. 30, 40, 50 pound stuff up over 100 pounds. Great night fishing continuing down there. The smaller jigs affected, but some of the other lures are also working very, very well. But that 100 to 200 gram jig seems to be the best. Some of the bigger knife jigs have been getting bet. And also Jeff Yeomans from the 540 Slingers Club. Recently out on the San Diego, out of C4 Sport Fishing with a wonderful trip. They had 20 bluefin tuna. Those trips leaving at 6 in the morning, coming back at 6 at night. Those guys are getting in on fish. But Jeff emphasized, and it's something really I should emphasize more also. I mean, we're talking about all these new knife jigs and talking about that, but the old school lures are still working. Jeff said the Taddy 9 was working good. Salas 6X Junior. You know, I remember a time whenever you're fishing tuna, you're going to a chrome type jig, and that's exactly what it was. Chrome lures working good, a little chrome and blue maybe, but the old school stuff, the Taddy 9 once again working good, in the Salas 6X Junior. Jeff said, guys, we're catching fish on those also. So once again, that nighttime bite has been tremendous. When you get into the daytime, they're still biting on some of that, but if you go to bait, you want to use fluorocarbon. 30 to 40 pound fluoro has been getting bit really, really well when you choose a good hot bait. And there are guys in stops right now this morning, so that is looking really, really good. So for the sport boat guys and private boaters like Grant, continued success. Keep getting them. That is such good news. You know, the Coronado Islands, many of the one-day boats bailed on that, but that's slowly but surely starting to come back together. That's looking much better. Those yellows are starting to zoom around a little bit more. We're seeing fish all throughout the island, some up there at north, in the middle, down at South Island and down South Kelp Ridge. There's some yellows starting to pop up more and more, so that is really looking good. It's a nice grade. It's 12 to 25 pound yellowtail. There's calico bass starting to react favorably. You know, that San Diego weather where the bluefin and the islands has been really nice lately, so we're starting to get water temperature back, water clarity, and as we do, look for that to continue to head in the right direction. I'm loving what's happening there. I'm loving what's happening offshore. Really great. Remember, if you're offshore, you don't need a passport. If you're at the islands, you do need a passport. Keep that in mind. Mexican permits are necessary if you're in Mexican waters, and make sure you are crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. You don't want to run into any trouble there. All right, San Clemente Island, Tino Valentine's been back there to every single day pretty much. There has been some weather blips in some of the areas where the yellows have been biting, but for the most part, that island is starting to come back. We haven't seen the huge hits of yellowtail, but we should get back to that here really, really soon, because Tino Valentine's been seeing great volume of fish over there at SCI. Big areas of nice yellowtail up and some big bonita wandering around that place. And they're a lot of fun. And if you take care of your bonita, and we'll do a recipe here with Chef Jason really, really quick. If you take good care of it, bleed it, and take care of it, I'm telling you, that sashimi is out of this world. It is really, really good. And Chef Jason recently did a tuna melt recipe. You do that with fresh bonita, and I know a lot of you are saying, "Bleh, that sounds terrible." I'm telling you, please, really, really good. You just a matter of taking care of your fish. Lots of whitefish, sheep's head, rockfish, that kind of thing at SCI also. So that place is starting to come back together. Also looking good. Catalina Island, slowly but surely. I know some private boaters who've been catching some really big white sea bass at Catalina Island. They can get into air, and these are really good fishermen, so they can get into areas that many boats cannot, and they're all dialed in on time of day and everything else. So there has been that. For sport boats, most of the time over there catching more and more barracuda, a lot of shorts in there, more and more calicos, a lot of shorts there, plenty of rockfish for the most part, and hopefully that yellowtail and sea bass bite will get going for the sport boats also. Once again, that biomass of squid that was up in Monterey last year moved down to the Channel Islands, and a lot of it around Clemente and Catalina. That's going to pay dividends here as we move deeper into the spring. And when we get into the summer months, you're going to see sea bass and more yellowtail. I'm looking for some big things out of Catalina Island. I think that's going to happen. Up there in the Channel Islands, we are starting to get a break to the weather in the next couple days. It's still nasty right now. Some of the guys up there scoring some white sea bass, and the grade of croaker up there this year has been really mind-boggling. I mean, a lot of 25 to 35 pound stuff, but fish pushing 70 pounds in the Channel Islands, and the boys will be all over that. And come Wednesday, we're going to get a weather break. Tuesday-ish, we're going to get a weather break. You're going to see some great fishing up there in that neck of the woods for Ventura Sport Fishing and the rest of the guys. It is looking like we could really get into some great fishing, dropper looping at times, and other times it's run and gun on the white sea bass. In other words, moving from spot to sonar spot of sea bass, and Tucker, for example, on the Endeavor, telling you, let them go, get on it. And there was one time here recently, Oscar Ochoa was on board the Endeavor, and he literally looked off the bow and could see fish on the surface, white sea bass, 30-pounders, just breezing up there, and Tucker ran on it, and that was a day when they had limits. Look for that kind of fishing here real soon. And you do want to bring, some 8-10-ounce torpedoes in case you have a lot of wind and current. You never know. The weather forecast up there's been changing so much. It's very fluid, but it looks like we're going to get a weather break here in a couple days, and that can only help the situation. Hopefully the local boats will also get in on that. Island Spirit with Cody Rogers out of Ventura. He is all over it. Plenty of rockfish for most of the days, but the weather, again, when it's up, it makes everything that much more difficult. We'll keep our eyes on that. Don't forget, Grunion Run tonight. We've got a Grunion Run again tonight. Third night, normally a good night. I wouldn't go anywhere near that beach before 11 o'clock. I know what they're saying, but 11 should be good, and hopefully we're going to see that pick up. There's more and more surffish moving up on the beaches. Halibut, yellowfin croaker, spotfin croaker. I'll be fishing it in just a few more hours. I'm going to be back in the LA area, and I'll be fishing that, and so hopefully we'll come up with some fish. Planning on fishing with my good friend, Captain Eddie Leland. So always fun when fishing with Eddie. And if we do anything, I will certainly let you know about that. Grunion Run, so you match the hats. There's a lot of grunion moving up on the beaches at night. So throwing a Lucky Craft type lure is always a really good idea. That can help you get it done. And coastal fishing, a little bit of calico bass, a little bit of sand bass, mostly rockfish and sculpin right now from the Mexican border and below all the way up to the Channel Islands. hopefully, as we get a lack of wind and get a little bit of water temperature, we're going to have a season where we see barracuda move in and hang out for a while. Maybe some migratory sand bass that get on the flats, like those days that we all remember. Well, those of us who are old men remember some really great fishing, and hopefully that's going to be in the very near future. Now, May the 15th, it's a huge day. It's our jig fishing casting workshop. The guys from 540 Slingers, they'll be there. They are such great down-to-earth guys. That's a great club for you, and they'll be there to help you through the process. If you're a beginner, they're going to go through your mechanics, show you how to throw a lure really, really far. They're going to show you exactly how to cast for accuracy and distance. Accuracy, probably the most important. Intermediate, you can up your game. And you pros, if you think you can chuck an iron farther than anybody else, this is your chance to shine, because at the end, we're going to have a little contest that maybe you could win, and there will be some prizes. There's going to also be a raffle to help support our efforts down in Mexico, moving more and more goods down there. We have stockpiled so much clothing, wheelchairs, medical supplies, and we'll be shipping that down there in the next month or so and distributing it to our friends in northern and southern Baja California, people that can really use your help. And I thank you for what you've done. All of you have come down, donated at 22nd Street Landing, left clothing, left medical stuff for us. Is deeply appreciated by the people, our brothers and sisters south of the border, many of them fishing fanatics like you and I. So, May the 15th, raffles, casting. It's all going to take place at the casting pond at Recreation Park in Long Beach, California, right there near the golf course and right there near Scholb's. You know what that is? That's Chef Jason's place. That's where the after party is going to be. So whether you make the morning or not, drop on by Jason's place, 11:30 in the afternoon. We are in the afternoon. In the morning, I need a cup of coffee, don't I? 11:30 in the morning on May the 15th, we'll be over at Scholb's. Chef Jason can share recipes with you. You can grab a bite to eat, grab a cold beer, or a hot cup of coffee. You can have some fun, and we'll all be there talking fishing and having a great time. So, Casting Pond, 8 to 11 a.m., 11:30 at Scholb's. It's going to be a great day. If you want to jump on a charter with us, you can talk to me about that. Just talk fishing, whatever it is you want to do. We will be happy to see you all. That is for sure. And May the 22nd, we'll be on the Island Spirit out of beautiful Ventura Sport Fishing. It's going to leave at 6 a.m., be back in at 5 p.m. We will focus on white sea bass, back it up with rockfish. We're going to be doing both, but we're going to give it a hard look, trying to catch sea bass. We plan on having live squid. You can't guarantee that, but if there's live squid, Cody said we will have it, and we can get out there, maybe catch some sea bass. They do it all the time in the local areas, and that's a long day, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have plenty of time to look for some exotics and then move and catch some rockfish, hopefully sending you all home with some fish. And once again, I'll be there shooting a video. Looking forward to that. That's Ventura Sport Fishing, May the 22nd, a Sunday for you all. Don't miss that one. Send me a text and we'll get you on the trip before it sells out, and it is getting close to doing that. All right, that phone number for you is 657-227-6459 to join us for that one. All right, another big week here at Friedman Adventures. I can't thank you enough for all your support. Our statistics blowing through the roof. We are so grateful to each and every one of you who share our videos with friends, who tell others to subscribe to Friedman Adventures on YouTube, who listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the other platforms. We really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. 7 p.m. Don't miss that live show with Darren. That's going to be a great one. Can't wait to bring you that. You can ask Darren a question. And, of course, Friedman Adventures will be keeping you in touch with all the very latest on the coming days. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're having a great morning. Have a cup of coffee on me, and I hope to see you soon.